Okay, so after the inauguration, which was yesterday, cool event. I was waiting on the reaction from the Q folks, and I always tell people go check on your QAnon friends because many of them did not handle this well whatsoever, and this is the danger of these type of theories. Okay, and I'm gonna speak from experience. I used to be in the conspiracy realm. I used to listen to a lot of people. I used to listen to Alex Jones, all those people. And what it does is it makes you feel like you have some special knowledge, like you are a part of a club and you're fighting back against something. And it helps when you're bored, when you're anxious, because it gives you anxiety. It gave me, I used to be suspicious of everything. I was looking for something in everything. And that's just not a way to live. It's not fun after a while. Like sometimes it can be fun and whatnot, but it gets worse. Okay. It doesn't, improve. It just leads you further and further down a rabbit hole. So let's read some of what's happened to the QAnon folks after the inauguration, because they were told that Trump was going to come through with an executive order from 2018. He's going to declare martial law, all this stuff. And what do you know? Didn't happen. Let's see. Followers of the baseless QAnon conspiracy are divided. Okay. It says many reacted with shock and despair as Joe Biden was sworn in as the 46th president of the United States. I just want to throw up. If you're that, if you feel that bad, then you've really gone far. I just want to throw up, said one in a popular chat in the Telegram message app. I'm so sick of all the disinformation and false hope. Others insisted the trust the plan folks, had not failed, finding new theories to latch onto. For weeks, QAnon followers have been promoting January 20th of January as a day of reckoning when prominent Democrats and other elites, satanic pedophiles, would be arrested and executed on orders of President Trump. See, that's a hero complex because they need somebody to be the hero of the story. And there was actually a story from a few months ago. One of the guys behind one of these prominent QAnon accounts was like an actor. He was from New Jersey. And I guess he wanted to be like a writer or whatnot. He wanted to write movies or whatnot. So you see how these things are laid out like a movie. Like there's some action-packed ending where everybody gets arrested and all these people get locked up, executed, stuff like that. That's the type of stuff that they hype these people up on. And especially older people, they get really susceptible to this type of stuff. And they think that something's coming, just trust the plan. Like Trump's probably kicking it back at Mar-a-Lago right now. He's not doing some secret, there's no evidence that he's doing some secret thing and, planning to arrest all these people. He doesn't really have power anymore. And so, there was also a crazy theory saying, you see it as when things don't happen, they jump to the next thing. So, if Trump didn't do the whole emergency broadcasting system thing before the inauguration, now one dude on the Coping MAGA, go to Coping MAGA on Twitter and you will see some of this crazy stuff these people are saying. One dude was like, Trump is going to have his face imposed on Biden. Like they did a face transplant, and if Biden stumbles during his speech, that's Trump trying to do the speech patterns or whatnot. Bruh, that was so crazy. I thought that I was like, I still think there's no way that was real. That was probably a troll, but some people probably really believe that. In the hours that followed, thousands more made similar comments on platforms like Gab, Telegram, and other online forums where believers go to discuss the conspiracy. After being kicked off mainstream social media in the wake of the Capitol riots, doubt even seeped into posts by some of the biggest influencers of the movement, as some started to question the phrase "trust the plan," a key QAnon slogan that has been used by Q, an anonymous figure whom followers believe to be an influential government insider. And people who do this, who lead people down these just rabbit holes, they prey on the people who are at the, not even, you don't necessarily have to be the weakest person, but you may have a weaker mind. So you may, like I said, you can just be anxious or curious. I was just a curious person back in the day, and it led me straight down that rabbit hole, and it went from just being curious, like, whoa, that's crazy. And then it ends with you trying to tell everybody that, hey, you just don't know. You don't understand. It's coming. This is bad. I used to think we were going to get all thrown into FEMA camps. The Walmarts were getting shut down and we're going to get thrown into FEMA camps. I'm trying to tell everybody. And it just made me look crazy because that was 2016 and 2015. It's 2021. I'm not in a FEMA camp. None of us are in FEMA camps. So it's one of those things that just, with Q, it's crazy how people have just been led down this path like that. And it's sad. And there's some people who may wake up eventually. And there's some who I'm not speculating, but I don't know what's going to happen to them because they're getting further and further isolated. That's with deplatforming all these people. You're just pushing them further and further into a corner. And I know that they spread some things that can lead to incidents. You know, they hype people up. They keep telling people to fight back and all this other sort of stuff, like what Trump was doing. But what happens is at the price of deplatforming them is sending them straight to an echo chamber, and that echo chamber just allows them to just fester there, and they build up and build up and build up and build up, and they're getting further and further isolated. And even not just online, in their personal lives, there've been reports about people who just end up distanced from their family members, and that almost happened to me too. During the presidential election back in 2016, because I was trying to tell people about all this stuff, and I was mad because they didn't see what I saw. You know, that's what happens. It just isolates you from everybody. And you think everybody's they just don't see it. They just don't understand. You know, they're lost. You know, and I'm trying to tell them what it is. And so, look, I'm gonna go to Twitter. This is what ends up happening. This is the danger of these type of things, because you end up like this. Watch this.
President Trump, if you see this, please save us. I don't even see our American flag anymore. Biden is talking with some kind of crazy flag. This is America. This is our land.
Okay,
please,
look,
President.
I'm not gonna play the whole thing because I can't even listen to the whole thing. Basically, this is what ends up happening to some people. They end up in these just ultra despair. They make things seem like such an existential crisis. It's kind of like how it was when Trump won. People were acting like this was some existential crazy crisis. It's the end of the world. It's the end of America. And you don't do this to people, because this is dangerous. We already have a mental health crisis in this country right now, especially after COVID and people being locked in the house, or not locked in the house, but, you know, we had the lockdowns or whatnot, and everything was kind of closed. We didn't have sports. Sports came back halfway through, but still, it wasn't the same thing. Everybody being isolated from each other, and economic issues, people losing their jobs, and it all compiles up. Some people end up like this. Even people, maybe they didn't even go through all that. They just got so deep and sucked into this stuff that they end up like this. This is not funny to me. Like, this is sad. I see people laughing and stuff. I put a comment down here last night, but some people were laughing. Oh yeah, there it is right there. I'm gonna like my own comment. Anyway, some people think it's funny. I don't think it's funny. Like, this is just sad to me. So yeah, that's what ends up happening. You end up in this position eventually if you don't, get out of that. Not everybody does, but some people, they end up just in disarray, like the article said. But yeah, what do you guys think about this? Check on your Q friends, okay? I'm serious. I'm not joking. Check on your Q friends. Yeah, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, like, whenever do it, however do it, wherever do it, just do it. It's your boy Red X Black, and I'm out. Deuces.